Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Amalina, PhD student from UTM Johor under supervision of Dr. Mimi Haryani. Today I'm going to present my study on developing a predictive model of post-fire decontamination behavior among firefighters in Malaysia. A bit on the background of my study, firefighters are well known as a high-risk occupation not only because of the dangerous nature of the job but also due to the exposure to hazardous smoke during fire operations. And nowadays, this exposure is even more concerning because fire may involve the burning of synthetic materials, complex chemicals, industry sources, and now we have electric vehicles which can produce different toxic combustion byproducts. And the hazard does not stop at the fire ground, as post-fire residues can remain on PPE, skin, equipment and vehicles, and causing continued exposure even after the operation ends. And here are some of the examples of the contaminants with the associated health risks. And actually, much of the attention has also been given on the carcinogenic properties of some of the contaminants, which are linked into increasing risk of cancer. And this is also has been supported by numerous studies that determine that firefighters face higher risk of certain cancer compared to general population, which is linked to occupational exposure. This concern was also further recognized by IARC, which is a cancer agency under WHO, where in 2022, the occupational exposure in firefighting is reclassified into Group 1, which is confirmed carcinogenics to human. And now the focus has been redirected into mitigating prolonged and secondary exposure, as this is where the hidden danger begins through residue accumulation of gassing and skin absorption. Firefighters may continue to be exposed if proper decontamination is not carried out. So post-fire decontamination is important because it helps in breaking the cycle. By removing residues, it can help minimize continued exposure and long-term occupational health risks. Although post-fire decontamination is recognized as an important exposure control practice, previous studies have reported low and inconsistent compliance among firefighters, and this inconsistency may be influenced by various operational, organizational, and individual factors, including time constraint, rapid deployment, limited decontamination facilities, lack of second set of PPE, and differences in risk perception or perceived barriers. So existing research has also tend to examine these factors separately, limiting understanding of how organizational and individual determinants collectively influence post-fire decontamination behavior. Safety climate has also proven capacity to positively influence and strengthen general safety behavior within the firefighters. However, its role in strengthening post-fire decontamination compliance is still largely underexplored. In Malaysia, the increasing number of structure and vehicle fire cases indicates repeated exposure to combustion contaminants among firefighters. However, local evidence on the factors influencing post-fire decontamination practice is still limited. Therefore, this study proposes an integrated predictive model that combines organizational factors from the job demand resources model and individual perception from the health belief model, and safety climate also is included as a moderating factor to see whether a stronger safety environment can improve decontamination behavior. For the methodology, this study uses a quantitative cross-sectional survey among operational firefighters under FRDM. The data will be analyzed using covariance-based structural equation modeling to identify key predictors and validate the proposed model. The study is expected to identify the main factors influencing post-fire decontamination behavior among firefighters. The findings can support nation-specific guidelines, training, resources planning, and exposure control practices. Nonetheless, I also strongly believe that understanding firefighter behavior is an important first step towards more consistent and practical post-fire decontamination practices among firefighters, especially in Malaysia. So that's all from me. Thank you.